Don't judge by the background. I used to cover arcade machines. Today's story goes into that community, but again, it pertains to a lot of the subjects we've talked about on this channel, and I think it's very important to expose the dark side of YouTube, the dark side of ebegging, the dark side of using other money-raising platforms to pay for ridiculousness, we're going to say. I'm just going to throw it out there like that.
His wife, guys, is complicit. I'm sorry. I know everyone wants to run to the boobies. You know, no, not the boobies. They can't be guilty. Sorry. They're complicit.
And then he keeps saying it's his wife's private Facebook page.
Yeah, he's blaming it on his wife.
Doesn't matter.
His wife
Your
created
wife is
it.
part of the scam.
Yeah.
The wife is on the show. The wife is doing this too. You're both fucking liable.
They're both guilty.
We found Katie's Facebook marketplace, and we're going through it, and they're scamming people on marketplace. I'm not kidding. There's so many 1 stars starting back in October of this year, going back through 2022 of people. You're not going to leave a review unless you paid for something, right? There's so many 1 stars saying that they never got what they ordered.
Ryan, 1 star. Item never arrived, and it has been 3 weeks. Reading other reviews, and it seems like they could be selectively scamming people. Never answered my message and never shipped my item.
Oh, shit. I would have got away with it too if it hadn't been for you snooping kids.
When I'm looking at baby registries, you know what he has a baby registry, right?
You talking about the one from 2022?
Yeah, and you know what the first thing on that baby registry is, guys?
Goddamn Arcade 1-Up.
It's a fucking Arcade 1-Up machine.
It's a fucking
on
Arcade
a baby registration, guys.
It's
like, are you kidding me?
Who does that? Hey, like this isn't your wedding registry where you put on the Jimmy Buffett margarita maker for $400 just to see if somebody will buy it for you. That's not how that works. It's a baby registry. Baby doesn't need an Arcade 1-Up.
Okay, everybody, I have an announcement. Is everybody listening? Yesterday, I went out, I bought a Harley Davidson, okay? But today, I started a GoFundMe for my mortgage payment because I can't make my mortgage payment. Now, I want to be clear, everybody. The Harley Davidson is paid off, okay? It's not, the money isn't for the Harley Davidson. It's for my mortgage that I can't afford, okay? I just want everybody to be clear that you're not giving me money. You're not giving me money for the Harley Davidson. It's for my mortgage that I can't afford.
And he claims that she's getting paid on the 13th of this month and that their rent is late from December 5th of this month, not for January.
Any sense?
So their story ain't adding up.
No, because you could be late for like months before you get kicked out. Like,
right.
That doesn't make any sense. Lizard says even if she got a job, she gets paid in 2 weeks after start. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense. They're like, what gap are you talking about? It's a lie. And then the money she's making, common sense would be she's making more. So it's like you make up for whatever the fuck was lost. Like just pay the fucking rent. They're playing your heartstrings, acting like, oh, if she doesn't make this rent, she's kicked out. That's not how the fucking law works, and you fucking know
that's
it.
not how it works.
They have to evict you.
I don't trust this kid any further than I can throw him.
You know, I've always kind of distanced myself from this individual we're going to discuss tonight, TheCornerCade, because I initially got a really bad impression from him when I heard him using the N-word on social media. And whenever, you know, people do that or they act that way, you know, not only do I question how smart they are or, you know, what they, you know, who they are as a person, but I also want to distance myself from people like that because they can bring you down as well. And I did that a long time ago. I did that probably almost 2 years ago. And I've had no communication with TheCornerCade since then. But then it kind of like all came back around this week when I saw this GoFundMe created for him. And just kind of like reconfirmed what I already knew.
He's a scam artist.
The whole thing just feels like a giant scam to me. And
that's exactly what it is. I heard they're sitting there going, well, we didn't make this public. It's fucking international. If you make a GoFundMe, you don't get to select the audience. If fucking President Putin wants to donate, he's going to donate.
I want to remind everybody who doesn't know about TheCornerCade here, this room that they're standing in, the room that this arcade is in, where you can see that Danny has multiple machines, is their master bedroom. This man is an addict. He can't stop buying these machines. He has convinced his wife somehow to allow them to use the master bedroom for their home arcade so that he can broadcast on YouTube to about 8,000 subscribers, 8.6 thousand subscribers. I'm just telling you right now that even with this channel's level of growth, I could never convince my wife to allow me to turn our master bedroom into a recording studio or into an arcade to have fun in. She would tell me that I can happily do that, but she would be packing her bags and leaving.
It fucks me up that they took their master bedroom and turned it into an arcade room. Like, it fucks me up. Like, I don't understand how you do that when you have like 3 or 4 other kids.
Apparently, I heard in the comment section of this video that this guy was sitting courtside at a basketball game with his wife last week. Again, nothing for his kids. He's turned his master bedroom into an arcade. This is a narcissist. This is a self-indulged little boy who doesn't know how to adult.
You're nothing but a pathetic little con man.
Oh, we can't upset him. He's the leader. He's the leader. And I was laughing about it, and I was like, you know what? That's true. Because when you put yourself in front of the camera, in front of all you people, you try to lead by example, right? And there are people, especially recently, I see one guy here in the chat who forgot to lead by example, and that would be you, Danny, TheCornerCade. You got to lead by example, right? And, you know, I've given you some advice behind the scenes, Danny. I hope you take it. Otherwise, I don't see your situation improving. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Am I fucking wrong?
That's all I have to say about that.
I think what GoFundMe needs to implement is some kind of background check or some kind of verification that people are actually struggling. I don't think they should allow funding options like this because it just makes them look terrible. If you're buying toys while you have 3 children, I might add, you're putting your kids out and going online to get money for January rent. There's a problem there.
You have some real problems.
Because this is simply fraud. I don't think they understand what fucking fraud is. When you make a fake story or the stories are not adding up, because I downloaded the stream there, TheCornerCade. I got the screenshots of your whole fucking GoFundMe, and it's conflicting.
I have forwarded these clips over to GoFundMe. I've asked them to seriously reconsider their structure of how they fundraise, of who is allowed to fundraise. Again, that platform should be for people who actually need assistance, not people with addictions buying toys.
Anyone who's arguing for TheCornerCade that what he did was right, you're the minority. No one thinks this is right.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks this is wrong. It just shows really bad character. And it's on the verge of being illegal almost what he's doing. You know, it's like GoFundMes are not meant for what he's using it for.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Can I say something real quick? The reason I wanted to come on is because I didn't want people to think they were crazy for the feelings that they had and the idea that what was going on was wrong and it wasn't right. Okay. And the people start thinking they're insane. Like, what world am I living in where somebody can buy all these items, right? You know, $20,000 worth of arcade machines and having sitting them behind you, buy a Atgames 4KP 2 days prior, do videos on it, brag about it, and then 2 days later ask for money for their rent for January when it's December, and then change it and say it's December, and then not say, well, wait a second, why aren't they selling their machines? I wanted people to know that you're not crazy to think that and think that, you know, you must be the only one who thinks that something's wrong there.
This is the problem with guys like this, is that guys like Danny come out and say, I need to have all these toys. I need to do all these things. He has an addiction. Other channels in the arcade community have called him out for his addiction. If you can't afford to buy things, you don't buy them. You don't purchase big luxury items and live the high life while your kids suffer and then ask your community for money. And while he says, we didn't ask the community for anything, before he bought this machine, he had a big thermometer on his channel asking the community to pay for his machine originally. Is it any coincidence that now he's got this GoFundMe up in the background that he thought was going to stay private?
I don't think so.
A couple months ago, I lost my job. A week later, I broke both my wrists, and I was like in the emergency room. I didn't ask anyone for money. I didn't even tell anyone. I just dealt with it like a man. And I took my 401k out to make sure I could pay my rent and pay my expenses and get a good head start on my new job. You know, those are the things that people do. They exhaust other avenues to make sure they can pay their bills. GoFundMe is like a last resort. And also GoFundMe, like you said, is for like a very drastic life situation. Like someone has cancer, someone's dying, you know, or someone died in their family. You know, those are the times in which you use the GoFundMe.
I personally seen GoFundMe when it first came out for people who could not afford to bury a loved one. So, for example, unexpected death, right? Car accident, shooting, whatever. So what they would do is raise money because that was something that was unexpected. Not to make fucking rent. GoFundMe is not an account to solicit my friends in the community. I had a stroke December 28th of 2024, right? At the time when I had this stroke, I had an arcade one-up pinball 4K that I pre-ordered. That was like $2,000? Attack from Mars? I think it was $1,600. I canceled it. My wife canceled in every subscription that I had them all. HBO Max, YouTube TV, up. She downgraded the internet for 4 months. So I lived off of rebudgeting because that's what has to happen when something unexpected happens. The doctor told me, looking at my scans, I should have been dead. Not once did y'all see me post a GoFundMe. I took care of my fucking family. Okay?
Right.
I didn't say, I gotta make rent. Let me do a GoFundMe.
Y'all want to see where the rent money is right there? They're putting it together.
Yep, that's the rent money.
That's the rent money.
That's the fucking rent money.
Yes, nobody was forced to give CornerCade money. I agree. And CornerCade wasn't forced to take it either, so he could pay for toys.
You know, GoFundMe should be reserved for people that are in serious need. And I don't know if we've ever seen anyone ever start a GoFundMe while also have it publicly flaunting new stuff. Have you ever seen that before?
Fuck no. Let's expose this charlatan, this fraud. Let's put him out and show just how slimy this dirtbag is. I hope everybody shares this video out. Get this guy some exposure in the negative way. We don't want his subs going up. We don't want him finding more ways to make money or leech off of the system.
If I was taking your money and I had to take it for rent, I would be like, man, thanks guys. I can't thank you enough. You know, I was in hard times. I don't want to take your money, but I appreciate it. This guy's just boasting and loving every minute of it that he's taking hundreds and hundreds of dollars from people, his friends. Like, I couldn't imagine going to my friend, taking $200 from him to pay rent and not feeling remorseful and not feeling bad about it, especially after I just spent $20,000 on one-ups over the past year.
Read that one. Read that.
I used to be addicted to giving Danny super chats just because I wanted him to show off my work.
Wow.
Because he's a popular content creator. And he never once shared my stuff without me super chatting him.
He has his stream and he lives with all his friends in this bubble, right? In this silo. And they all want to tell him, oh, this is good and don't worry about it. But 90% of the people on the outside, you know, and this is for CornerCade, think that it's shameful. Think that you don't have shame. And you're listening to this little silo of people, right, who are saying it's okay to do this. We want to help you and we're giving you money, and Mystery Encoder's throwing him hundreds and hundreds of dollars when that money could be going to actually people who need it. To think about,
I know.
Think about the kids that could have benefited on Christmas from all the money that he raised, the smiles on kids' faces that Mystery Encoder and those other people that donated could have put on kids' faces, instead of saying, you can have my money so you can have an ALP 4K and $20,000 worth of arcade material behind you. That is what they could have done, but instead they give it to a grown man so he can play video games.
Shame. Shame.
UAG, you're safe. All that shit that happened to you months ago, like this,
Right.
this is fucking crazy.
You got 10 grand sitting in your goddamn master bedroom with an additional 2 grand unboxing. You just went Black Friday shopping. Go fuck yourself at this point. This is a bad look. A bad look.
You had to do it.